Hey guys, what's popping? Welcome back. It's been a couple months, but I'm coming at you with a sketchbook tour, part one of one of my high school sketchbooks. But we're starting off with the prologue from 8th grade. I think 8th grade was the turning point where I was like, I want to do art as a career, I guess. Because I was just drawing all the time, and art was my life. Honestly, all I did was draw when I went home, aside from watching Vine, RIP. Anyways, it was a lot of gorillas. You're gonna see a lot of gorillas in here, so be prepared for that. I want to start out with my 8th grade sketchbook because, well, yeah, I drew a lot. But I think you see, I see at least, a lot of me stepping outside of my comfort zones. Oh, look, there's a character my best friend and I made. I love her so much. Anyways, my style really not really. It evolved a lot from what I did in 7th grade, and I would show you my 7th grade sketchbooks, but there's nothing good about them. I mean, there's some potential, but not as much potential as I saw in this sketchbook. And what a better way off to start off this video than just like a little get to know what I did in 8th grade. Because 8th grade was honestly not the best year, but middle school was really weird. And this piece is kind of like not a portrait of myself, but what I felt inside. Because my self-esteem was really low. Anyways, I liked it a lot because it was colorful. It was outside of my comfort zone. Again, I didn't really do a lot of color. It was always like black and white, a lot of pencil drawings, occasional splash of color. This was around the time that I was doing watercolor because I had won my first watercolor set at a art show for the first time. And also, I got the biggest prize. No, not the biggest prize. I got I forgot what it was, but I got a lot of awards. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy for a little 8th grader me. So we're going kind of towards the end of this sketchbook, but I really liked making original characters in middle school. And this was this girl named Charlie, and I created her based off of this mask that I made in camp that I did. I went to camp the summer after 8th grade, and so it's kind of transition from middle school to 9th grade. And yeah, so I made a lot of original characters, or I drew fan art of my friends' characters. Ew, that lining. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of OCs, and I did carry that on until all of high school. So this is almost done. It's a little bit of inking. And now we're gonna go on to the main attraction, 9th grade. Ha ha ha. So right off the bat, there's from gorillas. I actually didn't do that the first time I opened the sketchbook. I didn't just draw that. I got it on a art field trip to a museum here, and our instructor from the museum gave us some really cool supplies, and this was our free sketchbook. So I did this maybe second semester of freshman year, the cover, and the first sketches are just from the museum trip. But it was really cool. I loved doing the live demos that our teacher did for art class, and then we went to field trips. Man, I love the art department of my school. I love my art teachers, but we barely got any field trips. The one field trip I remember all of them, but the one that was so dear to my heart is when I went to art center. We just passed some sketches from camp that I told you I went to earlier. Anyways, when we went to Pasadena to see the Norton Simon Museum and my dream school, I didn't know it was going to be my dream school, but I fell in love with it. Art Center College of Design, College of Design, yes. And so you all know that happened. You can watch my like portfolio video I have on my channel. You can look it up, and also put on the end card if you want to see it. It's really cool. I'm even though I'm not going this year, I'm still really happy that I got accepted. Anyways, let's get back to this. So yeah, as I said, I did a lot of original characters. This is one called Danny Quijano Huertas. She was kind of like in a post-apocalyptic world, and I never really developed aside of that. She had like a little adopted sister, but she was kind of more of her like mom. You see at the end. I did a lot of vent art for a reason. I don't know. Freshman year was weird. But I really love the end of this sketchbook. I won't spoil it for you, but Anyways, I like this gorilla's big sheet of paper art I did. Foreshortening, I did not know what to do, and that little thing below it was like storyboarding for a project I did for my English class. I did it for the most dangerous game, I think. Because I didn't want to do a group project, so I did it by myself. Dude, that's the story of my whole high school life. I hated doing projects with like other people, because I always ended up being like the one to do it, like, and ace my part. Even when everything was last minute, I had to ace things. But yeah, anyways, getting back to art, that little drawing with the girl sitting down on her knees and her hands up, I thought that was so good. But that was some fan art of my friend's OC. I think she completely changed the story now. And with that same character, I did like a whole comic thing, very short comic of like the beginning of the story, what I thought would be the beginning of the story. And that was like the first time I ever did like full spread pages comic panel, whatever it is. And it was tedious, not gonna lie. I wanted to quit sometimes, but I drew all the time in art, in like my other classes. In history, I would draw, even though I sat in the, no, I didn't sit in the front, I sat on the back. Thank you, Miss Betchart, for putting me in the back. It was fun. Anyways, there's some, yeah, wait, okay, no, never mind. Yeah, sorry, I'm like poo-poo right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, some gorillas art I did of Noodle and Russell, and now there's some Mystery OC that I didn't know how to draw. Okay, back to Noodle. I'd referenced this outfit from another artist. I'll put the picture of it by side and give credit to them. Thank you for giving me inspiration like years ago. It was a really cute like idea, so credit to y'all. And this is it's a little rough like towards the end, but look at the mermaids I did. This is when my art style was like popping off, and where I started to really know what I wanted to draw, like how I wanted mermaids to look like, specifically my style. You'll see in my senior year sketchbook how I draw mermaids now. So yeah, and sorry, this part is a little weird because my cat decided to lie down on my sketchbook, like half of my sketchbook, and so hang on a little bit before we get to the good stuff. I did some Sia art. You'll see it in the next, I don't know. I filmed these in such a weird order, but in this one of these next sketchbooks, I did some Sia fan art. And I'm pretty sure around this time I had so many sketchbooks I would bring to school, and also around this time it was like April or so, and no, it was winter, I guess. I hop between sketchbooks a lot in freshman year, and so it was really popular to draw the squad in this, and I did a lot of my OCs, even though they look so bad. But yeah, it was all fun. There wasn't really much like serious art, but now here's where it gets so good, guys. Yeah, my kitty's there. I tried something really different for the eyes because I had this like idea for this kid named Hercules with star eyes, and then I drew Carrie. I didn't know that I would make Carrie like such a big part of my like artistic, I don't know, journey, journey to find my art style and what I want to do as an illustrator. And it's crazy how things started so early, and how I've carried these characters with me for the longest time. I did redraw this for my ceiling tile because I was a senior this year, and I still have it in my room, but I need to return it once school starts again. And so it'll be hanging on my art class's ceiling, and it's like a sweet memory. But I'm sad. I'm not. I mean, I'm kind of sad because I won't see my teachers anymore. Obviously, I can stay. I can keep visiting as long as I'm local. But yeah, I'm excited to put it back up there. I just need to fix some stuff. So right now, this is just one of the sketchbooks that one of my friends gave me. My best friend gave me when we went ice skating one time, and I've tried to fill it up. It was kind of weird not having like a bulky sketchbook, I guess, but it was a sketchbook where I could have fun. In regards to what I meant as in have fun and no serious art, I meant that because freshman year I didn't have a traditional art class. It was computer art, so I learned how to use Adobe Photoshop. Here's a quick like self-portrait I did when I was having self-esteem issues, and I was like, I'm gonna draw myself as a monster, and I was pretty chubby. So it's pretty accurate as to what I looked like in freshman year with short hair and all the chubs. Back to Adobe Photoshop. I learned how to use Adobe Photoshop and make some artworks. I don't have the artworks up on my website anymore, I think. But if you guys want to see more official art that I did during all high school years, let me know. I'm down to do that. I had a little phase of doing gore in freshman year. I have no idea what possessed me because now I'm such a wuss. I literally cannot stand seeing a lot of blood. I can't stand seeing surgeries. I can't even watch The Good Doctor. Quick little note about this illustration. I really love it. It's of my character Jace. That was about the second or third time I drew him, but now it was knowing that he's in carrying him have a story, have a relation. And he worked like at a vintage shop, in a thrift shop in the 50s, late 50s, 60s. And it was fun getting to know what I wanted to do with my characters. Anyways, back to what was I talking about? Adobe Photoshop. Okay. Oh, showing my official art. I definitely do have a lot of art, but there was this one portrait I have that I completely threw away because it was super duper last minute. Well, not super duper last minute. I have another artwork that's super duper last minute, and it was horrible. It was a portrait of me when I was at my highest weight. Oh my gosh, it was supposed to be in the style of, I'm gonna say some like opera singer's name. Laugh at me like you want Botticelli or something. That's totally an opera singer name, or like, I don't know. Anyways, we did like this whole thing, and I had a sketchbook, but I tore all the pages out because it got ruined. Also, this outfit I had for, I think, 10th grade orientation, and it was some artist's girlfriend that like did an avocado head instead of her face, and that was the inspiration. Here's some sketches, like warm-ups that my teacher made us do. That's slipping into what is it called? Sophomore year. But we'll get into that year in a little while. This video is gonna be long, and actually it's longer than I expected to. So now we're gonna move on to one of the like good sketchbooks, I guess. The sketchbooks that I really used watercolor, where I found that I really love watercolor. It's my favorite medium. But my favorite medium, well, I'll talk about that in my senior year sketchbook tour. Sketchbooks, I don't know how many sketchbooks I had that year. Not a lot. I think with every year I had less and less sketchbooks that I filled in because my time became consumed by other like classes. Junior year was crazy, but I'll get into that. Here's more of the Sia art that I said. This was my most liked art piece for the longest time until I posted, my sewing painting on my Instagram. You can see my Instagram, by the way. It's Jagged Hoodie, the same way you spell it, as like my handles and everything. And I think it was until I posted a sewing one, and then I used like that free promotion that Instagram gives you for my Coraline entry, because I want to see how it worked and to see if I could win the contest. But alas, I didn't. But it's okay. There was a lot of good entries. I'm totally getting off track. Anyways, back to the sketchbooks. So I tried to do like the 100 Days of Comics. Never finished it. It was one day because I felt ambitious. Oh, and this last part was like a thumbnail. It's a draft for a portrait of my art hero that I did, Jamie Hewlett, the man, the legend. Sorry, that was my cat. For my Adobe Photoshop class. And this last one's really cute. It's of Jason Carey. Alright, sisters, it's 10th grade time. 10th grade was okay, but I was back to doing traditional art, so, but it was like, it was really weird. It felt completely like I was not fish out of water, but it felt awkward coming back to traditional after doing a full year of digital art. And digital art by, I mean, like, with a mouse. But I did have my tablet that I did use for, like, maybe 2 years, and then I got rid of it. I gave it away. And it was fun. This sketchbook was more of, like, a relief, more than, like, jotting down my ideas or whatever. I wanted to actually make some art outside of the art classroom, because it was weird because I hadn't had like a lesson plan like this, like going back to an art class since middle school. And but it was cool, I guess. I got to know a lot of cool people, seniors who people who were a year above me, and then I saw them graduate. And I got to know my teacher more, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Aside from that, it was a rough year, not gonna lie. But it got better. I'm doing fine, like awesome. I'm very happy now. It's a weird transition from like going to school 5 days out of the week for 6 hours to staying at home, just cooking or whatever, and you manage your own time. Like, that's so weird. Anyways, back to the sketchbook. It was Gorillas Times, Humans that just dropped. Pretty cool. And here's like a self-portrait mermaid that I did. And I thought I was gonna do like surreal portraits as my concentration, because I was taking AP Art the following year. But that didn't work out. I did sunflowers. But yeah, it was sunflowers, and you can see all of that, like my concentrations from junior year studio art and my senior year studio art portfolio up on my website. And I'll be soon doing a portfolio, like AP portfolio review and my score from my senior year very soon, very, very soon. I just wanted to first make these videos because it was like an idea I wanted to do for the longest time. I've done live streams of my old art, but I think this is a good platform to put all of my like doodles or whatever out there so people can see what I did. And so yeah. And so this sketchbook went through some transformations. It was like a cheap sketchbook from Walmart that I transformed to be like St. James hoodie on the spine, and then I painted on the front the mask that I did. But honestly, I think like this sketchbook was cursed. I call it my art block sketchbook. Not a good ring to it, but oh look, I used to draw my characters and my outfits, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it wasn't fun for me. It felt like every time I touched this sketchbook, it would either, I mean, most of the time I did something bad, like ugly, and on the rare occasion I did something good. So like Jack Frost and drawing of Jace was pretty good. This is one of Rosanna modeling. I forgot whose like fashion design. It was pretty cool. And then I did Jack Frost again. Sorry, my voice is going away. I don't normally talk for too long, and recording this is really awkward. Not gonna lie. But yeah, there's not much to say about sophomore year art. It was just getting used to taking assignments, making art based on prompts, and sometimes I didn't want to do it, and I wouldn't get a grade, or I would just, I always tried, except this year I didn't do like 2 assignments, but I did it still. I still passed my class. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling about that. And so, half of the sketchbook, I need to stop doing that. Half the sketchbook was sophomore year, and then the other half is junior year. So this is another sketchbook that's like a transition, which is pretty cool. In the meantime, while we're still waiting for kind of to get into the middle of the sketchbook, there's some really weird, not experimental, just doodles, because I was really bored, and then I just used a lot of OCs to fill the pages in. There's this really cute drawing of Jason Carey like on the grass that you'll see, or you saw already, I'm not sure. That I kind of want to redo. I've been doing a lot of redraws lately, but I need to film them. I'm doing one of one of my OCs, Rosanna, that'll be coming soon. I've already filmed some of it, but I just need to transfer and that. Okay, so there's some good ones and there's some bad drawings in here, but the argument of like your sketchbook shouldn't be like super pristine and color, like full of colored pieces and everything. That was me like freshman year, as you saw, and in this one it was like really rough. And I'm trying to be balanced in my new sketchbooks. I try to have some that are more for planning, the other ones more for my enjoyment. And I'll show you the one with all the planning. It's a really big sketchbook, one of those big Canson XL mixed media sketchbooks. And so we're nearing the end of this video. Stay tuned for the next part, where it's just gonna do junior and senior year. Well, see you on the flip side, guys. Bye. Ooh.